say, yeah, it's like 8.5 hours, although with the downtime where I left the machine on, it's probably closer to 5.5. But I went back a bit to an earlier game save because I want to point out when I'm trying to redo my character, when I'm trying to re-roll, see how it goes, because I know I messed up a bunch of stuff. I'm going to see if I can do it right this time. What do I want to be able to do? Alchemy, not so worried about that. Blacksmithing sounds important. Detect hidden, yeah, this thing's going to be really important. So if I do this over again, I'm going to pick lockpicking, mercantile, persuasion, sagecraft, stealth. A minute on the recording. Okay, here we go. I'm going to detect hidden because I can get more stuff that way. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Better quality shards from me. Yeah, I'll just do the detect hidden. That makes it easier for me. Hidden treasures. Okay, I'll confirm that. And what skills do I definitely want? Some of the stuff I don't want at all. The long sword special attacks don't need any of that crap. Long sword attacks don't really need that. Hammer attacks definitely don't need. Don't want the harpoon. Yeah, that's the thing about respecing. I didn't really commit to doing that in my previous game save, so I'm just going back to the beginning, see what I can do. See if I can do it right this time. Charge specials for daggers, not really interested in that. Increase dagger skill, increase archery, never use that ever. Percent maximum wound stagger enemies in before you. That might be useful later, but I'm not worried about that now. That doesn't look very useful either. I don't think I ever used stealth that much, really. Chakrams. Yeah, I'll probably pull that one up. Oh, long arms of Scepter. Scepters I don't get until later, so I'll worry about that later. Physical damage with staves. Yeah, I'm definitely going to take that. Freedom protection, didn't really use that. I don't have enough sorcery to use that stuff anyway. Let's see. Storm Bolt. I almost never use it. I don't know why I got that. Okay, so I'll just take some stuff I know I'm going to use. Longsword Mastery, I'll probably end up taking that. Special attacks from block, no, I don't need that. Yeah, I definitely will need the hammer. Okay, so let's go. Charge attacks, don't really need that. Let's see, Dagger Mastery, I'll take that. Don't need the, Shadow Flare, I'll probably end up using that later. I'll see how it goes. Might. I think I already took that one. I'll probably add another one. So, undo. See, okay, that's not what I wanted to undo, but okay. Charge attacks, yeah. That one. Okay, so I add that to the staves, go back. I want daggers to be stronger, but I won't need those later, let's be honest. Confirm. Okay, what quests do I have? I'm going to get a lot more than that. So I'll just move along. What weapons do I have, by the way? Weapons. Primary, I got a staff. Secondary, I got daggers. That's pretty much all I got. This longbow is going to be... I'm going to hit a blacksmith and get rid of that thing. Exit. Okay. Speak with a who's a what's it. Oh yeah, here's the fun part. Blast boxes for gold. It's actually a thing. You don't have to... I mean, you can get gold as loot when you defeat enemies, but in this game, apparently the most common way to get gold is to just blow stuff up, like Link, like Zelda 3. Just blow up boxes, and you'll get stuff. And you can't, yeah, you need more guards. I can't accidentally kill these guys with my weapons and my, destroyed boxes. I can't actually kill them unless I turn on aggressive mode from my D-pad. And I won't need that, so I'm not going to do that. These glowing things are all over the path. This game uses a bunch of corridors, a bunch of tree-lined corridors. And I took that, because I can gather stuff from overturned carts. Did I turn on the... Yeah, I turned on the hidden items, because eventually I'll be able to see them on my mini-map up there in the top right corner. We have these shrines. These are important. Let me go to the status menu and point that out. Status. Lore stones. No, never mind. Effects. That's what matters. So that gives me some regen. Not a lot, but I should be picking that up a lot more often. And more health. So these are all good. Very good. Because I need to replenish my health. Okay. As I was saying. These glowing things are along the tree-lined paths. This game uses tree-lined corridors, really. It's not like Skyrim where you have wide-open areas. I mean, there are a few areas that are semi-open, although they're mainly arenas where it's like, okay, there are trees and rivers that you can cross and swim through, but there's not, I mean, you can't really get lost in this game because this map is pretty handy. Hit the select button and I can get to this map. I can zoom out to the waypoint and I can pick areas that I want to fast travel to, but I haven't been here yet, so I can't fast travel. In this case, this is a place where I'm going to have to go based on my current quest. These areas I can walk to freely and open up later, and I might come across an area that is a fast travel point. So eventually I want to be able to explore, like in Skyrim, through these narrow tree-lined corridors, basically. Because that's all this game really is so far. It's just tree-lined corridors in a dungeon of sorts. Like, look up. You can see the sky, which is fine, but if you look at the mini-map over here, there really aren't a lot of places you can go. On the local map, see all that gray area? You can't go there. It's all walled off. So, again, we're really dealing with a bunch of corridors here, which isn't bad. It's just me pointing out that, yes, you can explore within these light areas, but you cannot go into the dark gray areas, and that's going to be a problem, I know for others. In fact, it probably was a problem for some people because they wanted this game to be a Skyrim-like game, and I guess it's like if you remember, well, Dragon's Quest Inquisition came out after this, and I'm just going to skip this. And it's one of these things where I think this is what Dragon's Quest Inquisition started to do, is that it gave you a bunch of tree-lined corridors where you couldn't really get lost. Okay, let's see if I can get some help with persuasion. Yep, persuasion succeeded, 95%, because that was actually one of the skills that I chose for my character was persuasion. It doesn't seem to be incredibly useful. I think all I get is I get a few potions there. Don't really get a whole lot else aside from that. Okay, I'm going to get attacked, but I have help, so this will be pretty easy. The staff's kind of slow, but it has some range, like you can see right there, and it has an area of effect, so I can wipe out these guys. So anyway, it's going to drop into the 30s, so stop complaining. I know this is going to happen. I don't care about the energy yet. I'll deal with that later. It's important against stronger enemies or against large crowds. This is on the hardest difficulty level, by the way. I think there is full, so the game's going to try and force me to use it. Okay. Don't hold the triggers, enter. There is a charge time for this. But for the purpose of the tutorial, the game's going to cut me some slack. I'm just going to wipe these dudes out slowly. Use my dagger, so damage down. And let's do a fate shift, which is really just a QTE for more experience. That's spawny. Definitely some Todd McFarlane level crap there going on there. But it's really just another massively overpowered special move this game lets you do, so I don't know what to tell you. And again, I think there's some loot here. No. I don't remember if I get weapons from dead enemies. I tend to get those from carts. From chests. These guys tend to drop reagents for alchemy, maybe the occasional potion, and a bit of gold, not a whole lot. I don't care how I did it. Anyway, I'm just skipping most of this crap. The voice acting's okay. I'm not gonna. I prefer Skyrim. We're not gonna talk about that. Fine, show me my fate. Blah blah blah. This fate thing. I'm not gonna be pissy. I'm not gonna be snarky about this, really. So I can't set that as my destiny for some reason, because that's the one I currently have. Melee attack damage, I'm going to need this right away because I don't have any ranged weapons yet. It's going to be a lot more helpful later on. This is, this stuff later I don't have access to, so I'm not going to worry about it. I can't mix the two, really. Elemental damage might be helpful for, again, but again, look at how much I'm doing. I'm not using that many spells. I'm using staves, or whatever. So maybe I should just do, I don't really block, so this is kind of useless for the weapons I want to use, and I'll get to that later when I start dealing with all the nonsense. I mean, I have staves, so I can do elemental damage, and that's fine, but elemental damage in this game is kind of worthless because fighting is more important than piling on elemental damage. I've done the Acolyte and the Brawler a few times, and it turns out that I don't do much melee if I can avoid it. I have daggers here because they're the fastest weapons that I have. Okay, what's wrong with my thing? Okay, I'm going to skip all those options. I'm sorry, that's just hilarious. Seeing the question mark above his head. What does this all mean? I mean, it's like a meme just waiting to happen. What do you mean? I'm sorry. Again, those question marks are actually a design feature of the game to make it easier to see quest givers, and it makes it easier for you to go back to them if you have a question about completing a particular task. But it's kind of hilarious to see that big question mark over someone's head. I'm sorry. It's a HUD thing. You know, screw immersion. Who cares about immersion? It's about gameplay, and the game makes it pretty easy to do that. Look, these wolves are really annoying early in the game. I don't have any chakrams to really do ranged attacks. It's going to be harder than it should be. So I'll kind of get them out of my business. There's a bolt. I have to dodge in this game. This is the hardest difficulty level, so I'm going to be challenged here. And these guys, whoops, okay, I think I wiped him out. Okay. Turned away that charge. The camera is really annoying during these battle scenes, I have to admit, because when you're walking, the camera starts to zoom out, and sometimes it fixes on a very, very bad angle. I mean, you might see it in some of this playthrough, like you'll be running away, and then it'll take a low-angle view, and it'll just, and you won't be able to see where you're going. That was a terrible decision. They never should have done it. Here's a fast travel point that I've unlocked. Yeah, I guess it technically was. So I can come back here later if I want to, see? I can fast travel to a place I've already been. No, I don't want to fast travel now. That's the place I want to go to, so I'll set that as my waypoint. As you can see here, I can see there's a shop here, healing, training, which is money, like in Skyrim. Pay someone to train you in a particular skill. So far I've noticed it's extremely expensive. It's like 5-6 times more expensive than all the money I've accumulated up to this point. So I've never done training. Whereas in Skyrim, you can basically become massively OP pretty early in the game if you sell a bunch of loot. In this game, training is a lot more expensive, at least on the harder modes. The repair is going to be handy because my favorite weapons are going to wear down, so I'm going to need to do that later. Blacksmithing's for breaking down weapons you don't want to make other weapons. I'm going to get to that later. Alchemy is mainly for creating potions, because you're probably going to need them at a few points in the game, because in the hardest difficulty level, you will be killed. And there's sage crafting, which is for socketing gems to armor and weapons, which I haven't had to do yet. And to be honest, after 7 or so hours of playing, I haven't needed to socket anything. It's just another way to make yourself massively OP even more quickly. I'm trying to avoid that as much as I can. I'm trying to focus on the combat based on the weapons. And I'll kill that antelope, see if I can get some no loot here. There's a quest for that later, so I'll worry about that later. There's something here I can kill. Yeah, this bear. And I don't want to get too close to him. But I don't have any shock rooms, so it's probably a bad idea to let him get too close. There you go, see? These staves are incredibly helpful because you can kind of keep your distance and pile on some damage. It is slow. So the sooner I can get some shock rooms, the better, because that means I can start really start to pile on some damage at a distance. And those things are just massively OP, and I'm not gonna be snarky about this guy. Not yet. No. Not this time. But I got some money. So maybe I didn't have to force him to pay me. Okay. Technically wasn't a quest, was it? Okay, so I'm harvesting this stuff. I say about half the time I get nothing, but sometimes I get some items here that I can use for alchemy. So I can use these to make potions. I think I had about 90 ingredients that I needed to make potions at one point, so that was pretty helpful. I didn't get any weapons. I'll worry about that later. Let's see. I'm probably going to have to save at some point, to be honest. Okay, so we'll do a quick save. Yeah, see, that stuff I'm just going to skip over, because again, I'm just doing a redo save. Okay. This is going to be my working save for the recording, because I'm trying to sort of revisit what I've already done. Credit to this game. I screwed up early on, but I want to go back and redo certain parts, and that's Skyrim-y. I rarely play games that I want to go back and redo. Not because I played poorly, but because I screwed up a few things. I want to kind of revisit. I want to kind of redo my strategy a bit, build up a more consistent character, because I was really just sort of winging it just to see what happened. Inventory. Okay, I'll pause the recording here. 17:33 on the DVD recorder.